when I was young, I had a coach at my local cricket club, guy Ken Cross, who sadly passed away now. He helped me. He helped my career a lot. He actually, I had to stay with him a few times because my parents were still in Pakistan then when I was young. So I had to come over and stay with my coach. And sorry, what was the second part of that question?
I mean, it was more about how they inspired you.
Well, they inspired me by telling me about some of the great players who have gone on to play for Middlesex County Cricket Club, and I wanted to follow in their footsteps. And they spoke a lot about not just playing for the county. My coach always spoke about got to try and play at the highest level you can, which is obviously to play for England. And that is something very, very much installed in us at a young age. You are going to try and make a career out of it. Surely you got to try and play for your country and not just be happy with playing for county. So that was something very inspirational by them, and they always try to make me strive to get better. And I'm really grateful for the fact that they gave me that kind of grounding growing up, that if you're going to try and do something, do it properly, do it to the best of your ability, and try and reach for the stars. I'm really grateful for that.
The second part of his question was, if you had any advice for a young cricketer who's thinking about professional cricket, what would that be?
My advice would be, if you do think you have talent, you really have to not just work hard, but work smart. What I mean by that is, if somebody says, go and work on your batting, you do not just do hours and hours on something you are good at. You go and work on something you are not very good at. Now you might say, well, I've just done lots of practice on my driving, so I'm working hard. No, you're not working hard. You're not even working smart. You're just improving something that's already really good. Go and work on something you are not very good at. I know it's going to be tough, and that's why it's called hard work, because you don't really want to do it, and that's why it's hard. But if you want to get better at something and you want to become a cricketer, work at your things that you're not very good at, and that not just doing that, the attitude that you have towards getting better, that will actually help you get better at other stuff like fitness. Not many people enjoy fitness, so that will change your attitude towards being fit, and you're improving yourself, whether it's a batting or a bowling. You have a better chance of succeeding and becoming a professional player. Another thing I would mention is try and work on your mental game. What I mean by working on your mental game is you might have certain games that you might think, oh my God, this is a final or an important game, and you might freeze. Try and try and breathe in those scenarios. If you feel under pressure and you play a shot which you later on think, oh my God, why did I play that shot? Is because you are not able to think clearly when the pressure is on. So try and practice when you are under pressure. Take your time, breathe, relax, and try and make the correct decision. Although you might think sometimes that the correct decision doesn't, you have to go with it and say, you know what, this is the right thing to do. I'm going to go for it. So those are several things you guys can work on. I don't know what Ollie thinks. It'd be interesting to hear his view as well.
I totally agree with Owais. I think the more you can challenge yourself in training and take yourself outside your comfort zone, the easier it will become on the field. I've always gone by the motto of train hard, play easy, or easier. So if you can overtrain, the game then should become easier. It's a bit like schoolwork, for example. If you revise for an exam, you know that you can do okay in it. Whereas, which is the same as cricket, if you've worked on it and you've practiced it, you know that you can do it. You're confident in your own ability, and I think that sends a really strong message to your opposition. So yeah, completely agree. If the way you train how you want to play, and challenge yourself. That's how you're going to get better, really.
Do you have any coach who's inspired you?
Strangely, I had a coach who kind of made it hard for me, and I think that inspired me more than anything. He kind of told me that I wasn't working hard enough, I wasn't doing the right things, and for me that drove me more to prove him wrong. So I think if you have got a coach like that, or someone might be trying to tell you things that you don't want to hear, don't take it as a criticism. Take it constructively, and see how if you yourself can turn that around and make it into a positive and prove them wrong. I think that's quite a strong thing for me, and in terms of just a life skill as well. If you can start to prove people wrong, you're going to get noticed a lot more, I think.
I think I just want to add on that is it's very important, guys, that you ask your coaches for true feedback. Often the true feedback is often hurtful because the coach will tell you something that you might not want to hear because it's normally pointing out your weaknesses. Now, if you have a strong character, you can say, you know what, I appreciate that truth and I'm going to go away and work on that. And I'm going to show you, coach, this is what I've done to better myself on the fault that you've picked out. And that way, you, not the coach, but you as a player will improve by working on your faults. So it's quite important to get good feedback. What I mean by good is honest feedback. It's really important for all of us to get that.